Charlottesville.
This is an invasion!
It's just so infuriating to me that you would take the time as the mayor of a town that just experienced the first homicide in Athens in like 30 years. And instead of acknowledging that he is an illegal immigrant, that he shouldn't have been here, and that our community would have been safer if this man wasn't in there, he went to like bashing Trump in data.
The data demonstrates that the two are not connected. In the late teens in this country, where you had President of the United States speaking in the most vile terms about people who were foreign born.
That's just bad, horrible leadership up top. But I mean, as a citizen, this is the easiest way for me to say you are never going to be anywhere near political power ever again. This is the type of thing that rallies people to kick people out of office. I saw something the other day, like, why aren't conservative governors, like Republican governors, just deporting illegal immigrants right now, using this momentum to be like, yeah, they shouldn't be here, gone. Who's going to stop you? There's sanctuary cities that aren't cooperating with ICE, and nothing's being done about that. Like, okay, so the federal government is spineless and has no authority to enforce their own laws. So like, all right, gone. I'm going to make my community safer. Like, the fact that this guy is not saying those things right now is completely infuriating. If I was a resident of Athens, I would be just as upset, and I would like move towards like potential impeachment. I mean, this is like the biggest abdication of leadership and tone deafness I've seen in a long time. Just completely infuriating. No other way around it.
Crazy. Did you see the update to the story too? So the Ibarra, the man who murdered the girl in Georgia, his brother was just arrested, his biological brother, I believe in New York State, for assaulting a child.
Diego, yeah.
Well, the greatest update to this is Venezuela is blocking immigrants from coming back in their country. So people that immigrated to the U.S., they blocked flights to bring them back. They won't take them back. Huh.
Yeah, maybe the mayor of Athens missed that update.
We know why, Tom. Do you see that we reported on this at Catholic Vote, that 4 or 5 years ago, Venezuela was talking about an epidemic of so many murders. And now they just had within the last year, they said, gosh, murder rates are down to like a 20-year low. Yeah, because you've exported them all. You kicked them out and told them to go up to the United States of America. You have to laugh. It's like insane. Like, why would we allow this to happen to our country where we bring them in like this? It's like...
I think that's the point. It's like, and I've seen a lot of this with the Tucker-Russia conversation, then also with what's going on in El Salvador. There's people like Jon Stewart who are basically conditioning Americans to expect less, or to expect lower standards of living than they have to. No one is telling you have to live in a place where there's undocumented people that could murder your daughter. You don't have to live that way. El Salvador, they did not have to live completely dominated by gang violence at all times and fear for their lives. Someone came, they solved the problem, they threw them in jail, and they made El Salvador free again, the safest country in the Western Hemisphere. And you still have people that are mad at him about that. I don't care how he did it. We could do that here. Same with Tucker in Russia. He's like, oh my gosh, they have nice grocery stores and they have nice subways. It's like, well, at least we have free speech here. It's like, oh, so I have the freedom to get murdered on a dirty, ugly, crime-ridden subway? Like, we don't have to live that way. We could have both. It's like this weird scarcity thinking that is somehow infecting everyone's mind. Is just driving me crazy. You do not have to accept this. And in reality, that's what these residents of Athens, Georgia should do. They don't have to accept this idiot who's not willing to protect their own community or even speak to the truth of the matter, that he was killed by someone who should never have been here in the first place. You don't have to accept that. That's the beauty of politics. It's like, once you get involved, that's how real change happens. But like, no one should ever tell you to be okay with this as a standard. This is not the standard of America. It never was. It's this weird infection that's happened over the past, 10 years. But like, no, we don't have to live this way. No one should tell you should live that way.